The story of Keyumars, the first king, long before cities rose from the dust and before swords rang in battlefields. The world was raw and wild, the earth was young, the skies were untamed, and mankind was scattered, wandering like shadows among the trees and cliffs. They wore the skins of beasts, drank from streams, and knew no king, no law, no light of wisdom. Then came Keyumars. No one knew from where he came. Some say the heavens whispered his name into the soil. Others say he rose from the earth itself, molded by divine light. But one thing is certain. He was the first man to wear a crown, not of gold, but of glory. The animals bowed to him, the winds followed his voice, and even the sun seemed to rise just to light his path. He climbed to the mountain tops, and there he made his home, above the clouds, looking down on the world like a guardian spirit. His presence was mighty. His beard shone like silver even in youth, and his gaze could calm wild beasts. And people, drawn to his light, came to him. He taught them how to live, not just to survive. He showed them how to build shelters, how to make fire, how to clothe themselves not in fear, but in dignity. And from Keyumar's bloodline came his most beloved jewel, his son Siamak. Ah, Siamak! Brave, noble, kind, he was the heartbeat of his father's soul. While Keyumars was wise and still like the mountain, Siamak was like the river, flowing, fierce, and full of life. People adored him. The earth seemed to bloom wherever he stepped. He was a warrior, not just in body, but in spirit. But light always draws darkness. Far beneath the world of men, in the shadows where the sun does not reach, lived Ahriman, the spirit of evil, ancient and bitter. He watched Keyumars and his people grow, and his hatred burned. He could not bear to see joy, unity, peace. So he summoned his monstrous son, a dark and terrible creature with eyes like burning coals and a heart made of ice. This was the black demon, a towering beast of nightmare. Ahriman sent him to the surface with one purpose: destroy the line of Keyumars, shatter the hope of mankind. When news reached Keyumars that a great army of demons was marching upon the earth, he did not tremble. He turned to Siamak, his shining star, and said, "My son, this burden is not mine to bear alone. You must lead our warriors." Without hesitation, Siamak accepted. The armies clashed like thunder beneath the sky. Siamak fought with the fury of the gods. He struck down demons like lightning strikes the sea. But in a twist of fate, the black demon met him in single combat. Though Siamak was mighty, he was young, and the demon was treacherous. In a moment of cruel strength, the demon lifted Siamak and struck him down, crushing the life from the prince. Silence fell upon the earth. When the news reached Keyumars, the mountain king wept, not with water, but with stone. The heavens dimmed, and for 7 days the world mourned with him. The birds flew in silence, the rivers ran slowly, and even the fire seemed to flicker in sorrow. He built a tomb for his son where the sky kissed the peaks, and there he sat for 30 years, cloaked in grief. But from death sometimes life is born again. Siamak had a son, Hushang. Keyumars raised him not just as a child, but as a torch in the darkness. And oh, how the boy grew, like an oak in a storm, strong, unbending, eyes like his father's, but wiser perhaps, for he had been born from sorrow and molded by silence. When Hushang came of age, the fires of vengeance stirred in his blood. He stood before his grandfather and said, "Let me face the demon who stole my father. Let me finish what Siamak began." Keyumars saw the fire in the boy's eyes and knew the time had come. He gathered his army once more, now led by Hushang. But this time it was not just battle, it was justice, the reckoning of a broken world. The war that followed was like no other. The skies burned red, and the earth cracked beneath the feet of man and monster. And there, at the center of chaos, stood Hushang, blade in hand, face to face with the black demon. They fought as if the stars themselves would shatter from their fury. But Hushang, fueled by love and vengeance, struck the demon down, not once, but with a flurry of blows that shook the heavens. And when it was done, he lifted his sword to the sky. The demons fled. The world was still. The line of Keyumars had endured. Keyumars, now old and worn, watched Hushang with pride and peace in his heart. He knew his time had passed, and the world no longer needed his crown. And so with grace he gave the kingdom to his grandson and vanished into legend, leaving behind the story of a man who became king and a legacy that shaped the ages.